What's going on, you guys? It's your man James, aka JP, back again with another Toy Room review, and today is a very exciting day. We are checking out the brand new board game Head Trip. Now, this is made by the people who made Cards Against Humanity, and huge shout out to Cards Against Humanity for sending this out for me to review for you guys. Now, this is a very, very interesting game. I got this a little over a week ago, if you guys saw my last video, and I finally got the chance to sit down and play it, and I now understand why the game is called Head Trip. It is a very, very trippy game. Just to put it simply, the best way that I could describe that you play this game is that you have a multiple choice question card, and you have a card that gives you the description of a person. It could be Thomas Edison, it could be Benjamin Franklin in modern day Philadelphia, it could be Martin Luther King, John Cena, it could be anybody. You have a person, right? You have a person in a situation is your one card, right? And then you have this multiple choice question that has multiple choice answers on there. Now you have to guess what the person, let's just say John Cena in World War II, right? I don't know why that just came to the top of my head, but we're going to roll with it. Let's say you pick a card that says you are John Cena in World War II, and you have to answer whatever question is on this card. You have to pick an answer based on what you think John Cena in World War II would answer that question. I know this is, it's hard to explain. Hopefully I can give you guys a better example after we do the unboxing portion of this video. So you have to guess what John Cena from World War II would think like, and then the other players have to guess what you would think that John Cena would think to answer that question, which is, as you can see, it's already very hard to explain, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. First, we're going to jump into the unboxing portion because this is actually really nice packaging and has quite a bit of things inside, and then we'll meet you back here and I'll kind of give a few real-world examples and kind of hopefully show you guys how to play the game and kind of make you understand how to play the game, because it is pretty straightforward, but it's also like pretty trippy and confusing at the same time. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the unboxing portion. Alright, so let's take a quick look at all of the contents that come inside. So obviously you have this really trippy design here on the package. You can see the kind of gradient effects here in the head and whatnot, and then you see it says Head Trip up here, and it says get out of your head and get into someone else's head, and then obviously it's a new game by Cards Against Humanity. Then you come to the side here, you can see that Head Trip logo, again with that kind of trippy design, and you can see a new game by Cards Against Humanity, ages 17 plus, 3 to 10 players, and it takes roughly 30 to 60 minutes. Obviously, that's going to vary depending how many people you actually have playing the game. Coming to the side, you get more of that design. Coming to this side, that design continues, and same thing with this side. So let's go ahead and actually go to the back. You guys can take a quick look at the back. If you want to read all of this, you can go ahead and pause and get a general idea for the game. There you go, and you can pause that there. So let's go ahead and drop the top now. This top's a little hard to get off, but we'll go ahead and manage it. Okay, there we go. So first thing you are greeted with is going to be the instruction manual. So you can see that really cool. I just love the whole colors, the different gradients and stuff. I love that effect that they got going on. So this is the front here. You can see it says Head Trip, and then this was the back that says by Cards Against Humanity. And then as you open it up, I mean, obviously you got a detailed instructions on how to play the game, all the different variations, different tips, different house rules that you can do. So very, very nice and detailed and thorough instruction manual, which is great. And we'll put that to the side and take a look at next up, which is going to be the game board. So it's a very interesting game board because is just this right here. It's a small, let me move this box out of the way for the time being. Alright, there we go. So this is the game board. You have A, B, C, and D. Obviously, we'll get into that once I show you guys how to actually play this, but there is the game board. It's pretty interesting and continues that gradient effect all throughout. You can see along the edges here, you kind of have that going on. So there is the game board, and it just folds up very nicely like that. And then bringing in the rest of the contents right here. So you can see you have the head cards, which have this very nice little thing. I love all of this here. So it says shuffle right along the cards, and then like as you start taking things out, it says discard questions here after the game, and then you have like chips and A, B, C, D tokens. So I just love this little like labeling that they got going on. Let's go ahead and jump back into the head cards. So you have this very nice little sleeve that holds them all together, and then here are the cards right here. So you get a ton of cards in this deck. As you can see, all the cards right here. I mean, you get a lot, and they all just have different sayings on them, similar to, you know, what you would expect to see from Cards Against Humanity. So a lot of adult sayings or just like pop culture references and stuff like that. So these are pretty nice. So we'll move these cards out of the way and then move over to these cards right here. And they also come with the shuffle sleeve right there. So you're just going to go ahead and slide that off. And you have on this side the question mark with the eyeball, of course, and that gradient effect, and a ton of cards. I mean, the amount of cards is actually pretty insane. So you have these here, and these are going to be your multiple choice questions. So just a ton of cards, all the different adult sayings, adult humor that you would expect from Cards Against Humanity. But yeah, just a ton of different options. So yeah, the gameplay will seemingly never get stale with the amount of cards that are included in this set. And we'll put those cards to the side as well. And then move on to the little bags that you get. So these are some tokens here, and then you have some other tokens in this sleeve here, but they come in this very nice little mini drawstring bag that's made out of like this nylon-esque material, and it's just really nice and really high quality. Honestly, I was not expecting this, but you go ahead and open that up, and you can see these are literally just tokens that say A, B, C, and D. Obviously, based on what multiple choice answer you pick, that's what this is for. They say Head Trip on the back, which is very nice. And then the other drawstring bag that you have right here is also equally as nice, made out of that same material, but has this really cool design that we see all throughout the box and the packaging and everything. The same drawstring idea right there, but this is filled with a bunch of these tokens that have the eyes on them. And what's really nice about these is that like no two tokens are the same. They all have different gradient variations, different pupil colors, so that's just a nice little attention to detail. I was actually trying to go through here and find like two of matching eyes, but it was actually very hard because one, there's a lot, and two, there's just different variations, as you can see, as I drop tokens everywhere. But that is everything that comes inside of the packaging here. There's nothing else, but here's what I was telling you. So it says discard questions here after the game, chips and ABCD tokens, and discard here after the game. So that's pretty cool. And then if you want to get more info on this game, obviously head over to headtrip.game, and you can find out all about the game, when it comes out, stay notified when the pre-orders are available and everything like that. So really cool packaging. I like how compact and just high quality everything is. Just very nice attention to detail with everything in this packaging. Okay, so as you saw with the unboxing, it was actually pretty good packaging. I really like just everything you get in such a compact little package, and pretty high quality stuff if you ask me. But I just want to give a few examples of how to play the game to try and make it make sense, because I know trying to explain it is very confusing, and the whole premise of the game is to be like this whole, mind trip type of thing. So I just grabbed a couple of cards that I can pair up with other cards that have good examples, but keep in mind when you're playing, it's all going to be random depending on what cards you draw. So they're not all necessarily going to match up as well as the cards that I picked, but for the sake of this video and explaining the game, I just felt it was easiest to do it this way. So these are the Head Trip cards, and then these are like the question cards here. So the Head Trip card, this is going to be the person that you are trying to think in the mind of. So this one is, you have no sense of humor, as you can see right there. So you have to answer whatever this question is as somebody who has no sense of humor. So this card here says pronounce quinoa, and the answers that you can pick are A, Kin-O-Wa, B, Queen Wowo, C, Kwame Anthony Appiah, or D, China. So just give you guys a brief look at what those questions and answers are. But and just looking at this and thinking about somebody who doesn't have a sense of humor, they're going to try and answer the question as seriously as possible. So I think for this, I would choose answer A, thinking in the head of somebody who has no sense of humor, because that is the closest answer to actually how you pronounced quinoa. So I would select answer A. Now, once I do that in secrecy. I don't tell any of the other players what my answer is. Now, everybody else, once I have selected my answer and put it face down, everybody else that's playing has to try and guess what I picked, essentially. And there's no, you're not trying to beat the other people, you're all working together in unison to try and guess correctly what I selected. And if one person, or if everybody guesses it correctly, then that card comes off the board. But if nobody guesses it correctly, then this card stays on the board, and the next person has to answer the next question card as this person, and you will continue doing this person until somebody gets the answer correctly. So hopefully that makes sense. Now let's go ahead and go over to the next one, and this is You are a divorced 47-year-old man celebrating his birthday at Chuck E. Cheese. So you guys can take a quick look at that. Pause it if you want to actually read the card. And then also pause this if you want to actually read this in its entirety. But I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. So the situation or the question is: Al Pacino breaks into your house and starts screaming at you, saliva flying everywhere. He accuses you of stealing his fruit roll-up. What do you do? A. Stand mutely in shock. I can't even pronounce anything. A. Stand mutely in shock. B. Take a rolling pin to an apple and improvise a replacement. C. Flee to the other room, but he crashes through the wall, stuffs fruit roll-ups down your throat while asking you if you want more fruit roll-ups. Or D. Take the fruit roll-up out of your pocket and give it to Al Pacino and apologize. So, just thinking about this as a 47-year-old who is celebrating their birthday at Chuck E. Cheese, that kind of makes me feel like 40-year-old virgin type of vibes there. So if you're 47 years old and you're celebrating your birthday at Chuck E. Cheese, chances are you probably have a fruit roll-up handy on you. So I'm going to say answer D. Take the fruit roll-up out of your pocket and give it to Al Pacino and apologize. So that's what I would think that the 47-year-old man, that's how he would answer this question. So I will put it face down, and all of the other players have to deliberate and talk amongst themselves and try and figure out what answer I picked. And if one person or if everybody selects answer D, then the head card gets thrown away. But if nobody gets it right, then you get a new question card, and the next player still has to try and answer the question as this person here. So you can see it's pretty simple as far as how you play it, but it's the whole, I have to think like somebody else, and then the other people have to think like I would think for somebody else. That kind of makes it like this whole trippy experience. So I got two more cards just to give more examples. And the person that you are now a pregnant teenager. And sorry if you guys hear a baby screaming in the background. That is my newborn child screaming her head off. So I'm actually going to try and wrap up this video so I can go see what's going on with her. But moving on, the question is, you are a pregnant teenager, and the question is: welcome to Chili's. Can I start you off with any drinks? And I'll show this off right here. So answer A is going to be, yeah, I'll have 8 coffees. Answer B is, yeah, I'll try the Aztec Ritual. I can't even talk. B, I'll try the Aztec Ritual Sacrifice Mojito. C, I'll take a salad bowl filled with milk. And D, no, go away. So this one's tough because I think it could be, my opinion, it could be two different answers, right? I think it could be either C, I'll take a salad bowl filled with milk because you are a pregnant teenager, so obviously you can't have any alcohol. Milk is good for you. So, you know, there's that. Or then I think it could also be D, no, go away, because you're a pregnant teenager. Well, your hormones are all over the place, and you might have a mood swing while this person's asking you, you know, what you want for your order. I'm going to go with C, a salad bowl filled with milk, just because, like, a salad bowl is, like, overly excessive, and that's a lot of milk, so that could be like some weird pregnancy cravings. But it could also be D, but I'm going to answer C. So that's where things kind of get interesting. The way that I just deliberated that answer right there is how the other players would try and deliberate their scenario or situation to try and guess what I answered. So really, really interesting stuff here. This is a really fun game. Now let's go to the last example, and then we'll wrap this video up. So last example is: you are Batman asking yourself this question in the shower. Okay, so we got that right there. And the question is, which superpower is best? And I'll show that off on screen. Pause it if you would like to. But which superpower is best? A, flight. B, invisibility. C, never having to poop. Or D, man, I said processing. D is possessing the toughness and towing capacity of a Ford F-150. Wow. Man, so which is the best superpower? And I'm thinking of this as Batman. I'm going to say, man, there's a lot of ways this can go. I don't think flight Batman will pick because he has the Batwing, so he has the ability to fly. And D, invisibility, I mean, he's already stealthy enough, to be honest. So to his enemies, he's kind of already invisible, so he doesn't necessarily need invisibility. Now I'm gonna say it's either C or D, and here's why. C, never having to poop. Well, that would come in handy because have you seen his whole bat suit? To have to use the bathroom and you need to take all that off and then put it back on, you know, that would be tough. But I guess at some point you would still have to pee, which in turn you would still need to take the suit off. So that would render never having to poop useless if you still need to take the suit off. So I'm thinking Batman, I think he would go with D, possessing the toughness and towing capacity of a Ford F-150. Just having the toughness, not necessarily the towing capacity, but just having that toughness of a Ford F-150. Batman has to be tough. He has to be strong. He has no actual superpowers. So in order to fight his enemies and fight crime, he needs that toughness. So I think, honestly, having the toughness of a Ford F-150 would benefit Batman the most, in my opinion, so that's what I would go with. But again, the same way I just deliberated all of that in my head is how all the other players are going to talk amongst themselves to try and figure out what I answered and what I think that Batman would think about that question. So very trippy, but a lot of fun. Obviously, there's other like nuances and things if you read the instructions that go into it, but that is the gist of how to actually play the game. And man, when I tell you that this is a fun game, this is a very fun game. Now, I played it with 3 people, and it is doable with 3 people, but I'll be honest, with 3 people, not that it wasn't fun, but you can definitely tell that this is a game meant for like 4 or 5 people. With 3 people, it's like the bare minimum that you can play with, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend playing with 3 people. It's totally possible, and we did it, and we had fun, but definitely this is a game that I think is meant for a bigger group of people, 4+. I would definitely recommend, and I think you'll have a much better time versus doing it with 3 people. But overall, this is a very fun game. I can't wait to see if there's any like expansion packs that come out with it. Being that it's Cards Against Humanity, I would imagine that there are going to be some expansion packs coming down the line, which I can not wait, and I would love to expand this and just have even more options. But you get tons of options, so looking forward to playing this more on my game nights. But that is going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, huge shout out to Cards Against Humanity for sending this out for me to review for you guys. And yeah, the Head Trip will be out next month in stores. I don't have an exact date or anything, but visit, what is the website? Headtrip.game. Visit that website there to stay up to date on everything Head Trip, and also check out the Cards Against Humanity website. You'll find information about it on there as well. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. That link's in the description down below. Stay tuned for more, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.